Hey everybody, Justin here. I'm doing this video because you may have seen some of my other videos where I do a lot of hammock camping. Well, this last trip I did required me to carry a tent. I don't usually do that, but I did. I bought a tent just for the occasion. I wanted to do a review on it because I was that happy with it. Who would have thought I would have liked the tent? I give you Now this tent, as its name would imply, is a one-person tent. I'll go over a few things that I really like about this tent. So first of all, if you notice the pitch, it's very taut. That's very tight, man. You know, good winds and stuff, it's not going to go anywhere. What helps it out is these guy lines, like right here, where you can tighten it down, and especially this one right here, which holds up the middle. As you can see right here, it's pretty loose, but if you tighten it, that baby ain't going nowhere. So the tent has two doors, one on this side, one on the other side. And if you look on the inside, the vestibules are very spacey. I was able to get my gear on one side and use the other side for getting in and out and cooking and all that, which was very handy when it was raining. Again, it all comes down to the rain for me. Got to be comfortable in the rain. Now you can see that this tent is pretty much just a tarp with an attached bug net. It attaches to the sides right here and up top. So it hangs pretty loose in the middle, which is okay because you don't need a stiff screen anyway. Now if you look, it's got these little rods inside them. I think they're carbon fiber, but they're really super light and sturdy. Kind of give a little form to the tent. Here's another view from the inside. As you can see, there is a bathtub floor. I haven't done anything to draw that out. It just does it when you set it up right. Now, I am 6 feet tall, and this is me laying on one end. And if you look, that's my feet on the other. So here's the StratoSpire all packed up. As you can see, it's not that big compared to other tents, but one problem, and you may not think it's a problem, I didn't, but it doesn't bend in the middle, so it doesn't fit in your pack very well unless you stick it up like that. I just put it on the outside like you would a roll pad or a sleeping bag, and it worked just fine. You just want to make sure you kind of waterproof it with something. It's no big deal, and it left more room in my pack when I did that for other things. How'd that get in there? Now this is a Sil nylon tent. So it's not the lightest in the world, it's not like a Cuban fiber tent, but is about $300 cheaper. And it's still pretty light. I think it's about 2.5 pounds or something like that. It's alright with me. I mean, yeah, Cuban fiber would be good, but so is saving 200 bucks. Alright, so you're asking me, Justin, what if it's not raining? What if it's a super nice night? What do I do then? Can I open the tent up and let it ventilate? Well, I'm glad you asked. Here's the tent opened up, and you can see right through it, which should tell you that there's plenty of ventilation to keep that condensation off of you. Did that rhyme? Hey, Morgan. There's my little girl modeling the tent. I think she's a fan. Do you like it?
Yeah.
Can you say tarp tent?
Tarptent.
Close enough. So here's another good thing that I may have forgot to mention. The tent sets up with your hiking poles.
Yeah.
That takes away some of the weight you normally have to take by letting you use something you may already be using. But they set up just like that, and they're pretty sturdy. It's not going to go anywhere, which is good for Morgan. And trust me, if it's good enough for her, it's good enough for you. Now, I'll tell you some of the drawbacks, just so I don't sound like I'm advertising for them. One of the things that I didn't care about, which is no big deal, was the seam sealing. Obviously, I'm horrible at it. Now, people may not mind that. I really didn't, but I gotta tell you, it's no big deal, really. Also, something I discovered while on my hike is you can see where it looks like these lines would show where the middle is, right? Well, not quite. It's a little offset right there to right there. Now, why that is something with the design of the tent. I don't know the science behind it, but it makes it pretty tough to set up when you're trying to avoid rocks and other things. So that's one thing to take into consideration. It's gonna take you a little bit of practice to get it right. You'll be able to do it though, if you really want it. One other drawback is the steel nylon floor. Now, it's a good floor. It doesn't let a lot of moisture through, but it's pretty slick. And depending on what kind of sleeping pad you have, you're gonna slide around a lot. It wasn't too bad, but some nights it got annoying, especially if your setup kind of not totally flat, which a lot of people end up doing. You'll adjust, you'll figure it out. So what's my overall opinion on this tent? I love this tent. Usually, like I said, I am a hammock camper, but after using this tent for 5 nights, I gotta say I'm pretty sold on it. I mean, it makes me want to tent camp more often because of it. I'd say if you've been looking at it, perusing, trying to decide if it's what you want, I'm gonna tell you to go for it. There's plenty of space in it. You're not gonna get wet. You're not gonna lose, that's for sure. It's definitely got my seal of approval.